Greetings, fellow armchair Imagineers! Tiki here.
And Blue Dragon 5.
And wouldn't you know it, we've got some Oscar nominations to cover, folks. And this whole overlay thing is just not going to work for me.
Yep.
I need to screen share immediately.
Yeah.
All right, so Dragon, let's just get right into it. There's a lot to go over tonight. We're going to be doing our traditional will win, our prediction for what will win, what we think should win, our personal preference, and what we think should have been nominated. So, Dragon, let's not even have any pre-ramble. Let's just dive right into it.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Hold on. I forgot that I have to.
It's going to be a long show, kids.
It's fine. It's fine. All right. Best Picture.
Look up a trusting variety.
Okay, Dragon, to be fair, the actual Academy Award website, which I know you want me to use, it is just it's listed in a really weird order, and it's really not for our purposes because Best Animated Feature is right at the top. So just
it's not like there's like a little handy function. It's like select the category or anything.
My god,
like that. But no, let's just do variety.
All right. Okay, yeah, let's just Dragon. It's variety is fine. It's fine.
Yeah. Just let's look at those ads in the corner. Okay.
God. Okay, Best Picture. All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar: The Way of Water, Banshees of Inisherin, Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Fabelmans, Tar, Top Gun Maverick, Triangle of Sadness, Women Talking. Dragon, what are your thoughts?
What do you mean is going through the three things?
You know what? Just for this, yeah, sure. Go through the three things. That's fine.
Okay, so here's what I think will win. I think it's a cross. I think two things are favored to actually win. I think my inclination is that they're gonna give it to the Fabelmans mainly because it's Spielberg. It's a personal story for Spielberg. I have a sense. I don't know how much that's going to be attributed to the quality of the movie versus just the fact that it's Spielberg and there are many movies we should have given him Oscars for and we didn't. Aside from Schindler's List, obviously. So this is gonna be, if we don't give it to him for his life story, we're gonna look really bad. So let's give it for the Fabelmans. So I think it's between the Fabelmans and I haven't seen this movie. I don't know if I'm going to watch it, but because I've heard it's good, but I don't know if it's for me. The Banshees of Inisherin. That one might be the.
I think you should check it out. It's on HBO Max. I don't know if it's for you per se, but I mean, it's like.
I mean, this isn't like
I think it's the type of movie where it's worth watching, even if it's not necessarily for you.
I mean, this isn't like an A24 recommendation, is it?
Nah.
That hesitation doesn't fill me with confidence.
I mean, it's a comedy. Like,
the
A24 recommendations aren't comedies, so
okay, that's something there for you. Okay, regardless. So the point being, to me, it sounds like it's between the Fabelmans and Banshees. I think Banshees of Inisherin is going to be the outlier this year. I think that's because that's been getting a lot of award attention elsewhere. I forget if it was the Globes or not, but I don't know. Banshees of Inisherin has been getting a lot of stuff. So that one, I think, is either that or the Fabelmans is going to get it. Now, as to what I think should win, I mean, honestly, I think I'm pretty in line with that. I'm thinking the Fabelmans because I saw that movie, but also Banshee sounds like that was a good movie and that probably should get as well. The other outlier that probably might get the awards attention this year is Everything Everywhere All at Once, just given the trend of all the other award shows.
That's actually my prediction for what will win.
Yeah, so that's the thing. I think it's honestly, I'll redact my earlier statement. It seems to be kind of it's going to be Fabelman's, Banshee, or Everything Everywhere All at Once. Those are kind of the three that are probably in
I think that's a safe bet. I think it's those three. Yeah, I agree.
Now, there is a major snub on this list.
Oh, there's a couple. What do you have?
I have honestly I just have The Whale. How did they not nominate?
Yeah, The Whale's the big one people are talking about. Yeah, for sure.
We're gonna nominate Women Talking, but not The Whale, really.
Okay, to be fair, I have not seen Women Talking yet, but I'm excited to see it, and it actually is coming to my theater. So,
I gotta tell you, probably the blandest title ever for an Oscar nominee. Women
I'm not
talking.
gonna. I agree with you. I'm not gonna argue with that.
I think a simple aspiration we should have for the medium of film. Guys, it was cute back when we did it, but I think the novelty's worn off. We gotta jazz up these titles, man. I mean, then you have your outliers like Up, for example. Of course, simple. No, everyone's going into looking at like an eye chart. Up, what is this gonna mean? What? And of course, oh, it doesn't. The title doesn't matter at all. It's a wonderful movie. They're going up. Very simple. Okay, you know. But these titles, we gotta spice them up a little.
So let's see. For me, for should win, I think if I were casting a vote, Dragon, I would probably cast a vote for Banshees. And
Okay.
for my should have been nominated, this actually might surprise you, but for me, I think Del
You should phrase
Toro's
that. Sorry.
go. Sorry.
You should phrase that you should phrase that as snub T, because we do have a should category, so snub.
Yeah, I sure. So, I mean, I don't really think it matters, but yeah, I think Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. I really like. Animated films don't often get on the list, Dragon, but oh my god, I would gladly take the foreign language All Quiet Over the Western Front as the unconventional thing that doesn't usually get nominated and swap that out with Pinocchio,
I
man.
agree. If I could have two snubs, it would be The Whale and Pinocchio for sure. Yeah, I'll go with you on that.
As far as stuff like, there are a couple things I want to talk about here where, first of all, I think people like, I am really, Dragon, I'm really not happy that All Quiet on the Western Front, like, I'm sure it's a well-made movie. I'm
Let's be
sure
honest.
it's a well-made movie.
It's gonna be Diet Coke 1917. Come on, let's be honest.
I'm just like, I actively do not want to watch it because it sounds like misery porn.
Kind of a weird way of putting it, but okay.
But that's literally how people describe it. It's just like, oh, it's the horrors of war. And it's like, yeah, that's, if I want to watch the horrors of war, I'm going to watch something like actually immersive, like Dunkirk.
Dunkirk.
We're going to talk about Rylance later.
Wouldn't it be funny if we just had like a host just like had a running gag during an Oscar show? She would cut to Mark Rylance, like, Mark Rylance, what movie were you in? Dunkirk. Thank you. What was that one?
We have Kofsky Productions really quick. He says, can't wait to see Tom Hanks punching Bill Burr.
Yeah. No, Bill Hicks. Oh, no, he meant Bill. I'm sorry, you're right.
Yeah, he meant Bill Burr.
Oh, God, can you... I mean,
if he punched Bill Hicks, that'd be really weird because Bill Hicks has been dead for some time.
I know, that's the thing. I was raising an eyebrow at that before he clarified the Bill Burr thing.
So was I. I was like, wait, is he making like a weird the Al Yankovic story joke?
So I guess Bill Burr would be making jokes about Rita Wilson.
Honestly, if someone were to get involved with an Oscars like punching scandal, Bill Burr sounds legit. I gotta admit,
though, everyone would be cheering for Tom Hanks if he did that, though. Now, that's not to say. Now, I want to be clear. That's not to say no one likes Bill Burr. We all love Bill Burr. We do.
Oh, we all love Bill Burr, but Bill Burr's an asshole.
Yeah, it's the fact that Tom Hanks.
That's his brand. That's literally his brand.
But it's also just the fact it's kind of like that. Let me say, Tom Hanks. It would be very much a stage thing because Tom Hanks is like a sweetheart. And everyone loves him.
Of course.
You punch that man, Tom. So that's the difference between the previously. Like Will Smith's like, oh come on, man, that's not cool. Where it's Tom Hanks, you go punch whoever you want, Tom Hanks. That does. It's funny though. Tom Hanks did have kind of a moment like that in real life. I don't know if you ever heard about this. He the paparazzi. They were crowding his wife.
I've seen it. Yeah. And
again, it was justified.
I mean, to be fair, Dragon, I feel like every I do not blame celebrities for having moments like that.
And again, it was like you see that it's like Tom Hanks, he earned that. It's like he was
absolutely,
and he wasn't like unnecessarily interrupting an award show and slapping a guy, but
All right. Also, I just want to say, Triangle of Sadness. I'm really happy to see that getting a lot of love too. The
trailer looks interesting on that movie.
I think you might enjoy that. I really do. It's a very. It's essentially like an elevated Knives Out a little bit. Like it's a Knives Out that takes itself slightly more seriously. Can you
remind me how much of that's on the boat versus how much of that's on the island?
It's about 50-50.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay, so anyways, yeah, like I said, I am excited to see women talking. The title's not great, but the premise sounds really intriguing.
You see, I gotta admit, Koski Productions, all this Bill Burr love just makes me wonder. Wouldn't it be nice if Bill Burr hosted the Oscars? That would be kind of.
Oh
That'd
my
be really.
god! Oh, dude, he would rock that.
I know, right? Because he'd be the most honest and probably the briefest Oscar ceremony ever. Because he would not do like Bill. I can't imagine Bill Burr doing all the stupid Oscar bits. He was like, he would just go, all right, get everyone on the stage. I'm not going to waste all your time by doing like an extended monologue. You're all you do a pretty abbreviated version, and you bring everyone up and kind of work through it really very clear. Because I want to see the sports game on after this.
Oh god. I could see him making like a running gag out of like him switching between hosting the Oscars and watching a football game.
Yeah.
All right. Best director. So in Dragon also I know sometimes they list the actors and then director.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. What do you want me to do?
Yeah, no, I would have liked a heads up before, like, hey, we're going with the variety piece. That would have been helpful, but okay, no, let's just
I'm
let's
sorry.
just go with director now.
Okay, best director. We have Martin McDonagh. We have the Daniels.
Yeah.
We have Spielberg, Todd Field, and Ruben Östlund.
Ruben
So Dragon, this is pretty straightforward for me. I have will win and should win Spielberg.
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, the only person, well, I guess the only people I could see taking this from Spielberg is going to be the two Daniels. The only people. Now, again, as in terms of what's actually going to happen, I am rooting for Spielberg because again, it's the whole thing of. Again, the film is a personal thing for him. I think
I'm really rooting for Spielberg on this. I really am, man.
I'm rooting for if this doesn't get it for him, that he's never going to get another Oscar. Let's be honest, it's never going to happen for him. If this he put his soul on the screen there, it's not going to.
I feel like it would because obviously he's got a couple, but I feel like this would legitimize his late stage career a lot.
You would, because there's been a lot of again we went through this all the time.
There's been some ups and downs.
They have the Spielberg movies that are like just directed by Steven Spielberg, but not Spielberg movies.
Yeah.
That's not to say you don't have good movies that are just directed by Spielberg. By the same token, though, there's a again you kind of get into a groove where it's like, man, where's the next E.T.? Where's the next?
The Post was my breaking point with modern Spielberg.
I gotta be. We gotta see how 1941 is, but The Post might be more Spielberg movies. It might be. It's in terms of not worse as an aggressively bad, as worse in terms of most boring Spielberg movie I've ever seen.
It's aggressively boring.
Yeah, and Spielberg made a movie about a guy in an airport, and to me, he made that movie very, very well and compelling.
Oh, that movie feels like fucking War of the Worlds compared to The Post.
Yeah, compared to The Post. Yeah, and also both have Tom Hanks. Not War of the Worlds, but the.
All right, Dragon. Who do you have for snubs?
Yeah, honestly, well, I'm surprised. It's not an impassioned snub, but I am surprised James Cameron, just given all the ceremony.
Yeah, I'm surprised Cameron didn't get into.
The legit snub for me is probably Aronofsky. I think he really deserved a director nomination.
Sure. There's actually a few snubs here that I could list out. I have. Let's see. I listed out James Cameron. I also, Dragon, I don't know if this, what do you think about Del Toro?
I mean, absolutely. I'm always going to back Del Toro. I just figured,
I'm just saying, is there a weird kind of loophole with him, given the fact that there's an animation director on that movie too?
I mean, well, look, you had two Daniels nominated. I don't think that's necessarily.
That's true.
I just think, honestly, the reason I'm not as impassioned about
Koski's like, if Avatar wins, I'm going to go on a rampage, Tiki. All right, go ahead.
I think the Del Toro's, I'm not kind of impassioned about it because you already got it for Shape of Water 1 year, and Del Toro's. I don't know. I think
it's more so I would like to see him get it for the passion project of it all.
With that in mind, yes. I mean, ultimately,
it's kind of like how I was kind of heartbroken that Peter Jackson didn't get nominated for his King Kong remake.
Sure. So I mean, yeah, but I agree. Del Toro being nominated, I would absolutely back. Even though this does feel like Spielberg's year, so I don't want too much competition up against them. I mean, it would give me a lot of satisfaction if Spielberg got this and Cameron didn't, and he was nominated. I won't lie.
Also, I'll throw out Damien Chazelle for Babylon. Very divisive movie, but he directed the hell out of that. So, yeah, I'm gonna have Babylon for a couple things. All right. Um, let's move on to the next category. Sorry, I'm kind of switching back and forth between screen share and my notes here. Okay, so best lead actor, Dragon. This is actually this is one of the first times that we've ever had all 5 people in the best lead actor category are first time nominees, and I think that's really cool. I was especially surprised about that with Bill Nighy. So okay, we have Austin Butler, Colin Farrell, Brendan Fraser, Paul Mescal, Bill Nighy. In these acting categories, I swear, Dragon, I know the lowdown on the Andrea Riseborough situation. We'll get to that, but there's always at least a couple movies that kind of pop up where I have not heard of them for the life of me, and Living is that movie for me. After Sun is a movie I desperately want to see. I've been trying to seek it out. So, but in regards to this, okay, look, Dragon. This is going to be like a situation for me, like kind of Anthony Hopkins was last year, where it's like, I'm sure that Brendan Fraser deserves the award, right? I'm sure he does. But I would love to see Colin Farrell win this. I would love to see Colin Farrell get it.
Look, we all clearly love Colin Farrell. Okay, that's not in question here. But I mean, look, broad spectrum. It's kind of the three front runners in this. Obviously, it's Butler, Farrell, and Fraser. I mean, I
The
think
other
the real,
two are like clearly also Rands, yeah.
yeah, but that's the thing though. What you have though, I think that's really neck and neck between Austin Butler and Brendan Fraser. There is a slim chance Colin Farrell could come away with it unexpectedly, and it would still be like he earned it and it's good, and we all love Colin Farrell, so it's not the worst thing in the world. But let's be honest though, it's a question of kind of like the up and comer versus the journeyman. I'm rooting for the journeyman. I'm rooting for Fraser.
I would wager to say that freaking Colin Farrell is as much of a journeyman as Fraser is. He just doesn't have as tragic of a backstory behind him.
I mean, that's
the thing. It's like I feel like if Fraser wins, it's gonna be. And keep in mind, I know I haven't seen the movie yet, and I need to. I get that, but for me, it's gonna be like all narrative with Fraser.
Well, what does that mean? The old narrative with Fraser?
All narrative, it basically means people are voting for him based on his personal, real life narrative more than they're voting for the actual movie itself.
I see. Well, again,
I think one of the things that does not help Brendan Fraser's chances of actually winning this is the fact that, as you pointed out, the movie has more or less been snubbed pretty much everywhere else.
I mean, Teague, for me, okay, so in terms of the will, again, I already said it's going to be between those three, but I think if Fraser wins, you're not entirely wrong. That again, there's a lot of. I think ultimately it's the fact that this could be Brendan Fraser's comeback. I think ultimately that's kind of this is like the big kind of this could be the crescendo to his career. So there's a lot of that at play here. But again,
it feels a lot like the year that Mickey Rourke won for The Wrestler. Ironically enough, another Aronofsky movie.
But it's also the fact this is a transformative role, and it was very much a performance piece. So again, even taking away the narrative of Brendan Fraser,
I have a sinking feeling I'm not going to like The Whale as much as you do. I have a sinking feeling about that.
Okay, well, regardless, it's just the fact that you have a film that is like built around an actor who gives a good performance, and essentially it's almost like not a one act play, but it's essentially like a play that's built around one very much one central figure. And based on that, even taking away the kind of the Fraser nostalgia people have and all that sort of stuff, it's like, man, this guy really did a transformative job in the role. And this guy, he's playing this character who is quite a tragic figure. And
I hate to plead this card because again, I haven't seen the film. How much of it is the makeup? Because that was the big issue I had with the Gary Oldman win.
Honestly, I don't think it's the same as the Gary Oldman thing. I really think it is the performance before it's. I mean, don't get me wrong. The makeup clearly is kind of a wow factor when you first see the guy. But I think after the initial shock in the introduction, I do think it then becomes. Obviously, the weight is central to the story. Story, but I really do think it's the humanity and the performance there. But that's just is my take on it,
I
regardless.
mean, I believe you because like the brief clips that we've seen in trailers are pretty mind blowing.
Like when I say transformative, I don't mean like transformative like physically. I just mean like in terms of like this like a anyway. So here's the thing: if Austin Butler wins, though, there is a shadow, and this is unfortunate. I feel with Lisa Marie. I think there's some Elvis skill to play now, which was not there initially.
I don't necessarily think that's going to be that much of a factor. I don't know.
I'm just saying if it's a neck
and neck, be wrong.
I'm just saying if it's a neck and neck race, and if the Oscars are kind of bent,
I mean, the way I view it, Dragon, I view it a little bit differently than you do because I think it's a 2-horse race between Colin Farrell and Brendan Fraser, and I think Austin Butler is the one who's kind of like taken up the rear in those three. Like he still has a chance, but.
Yeah. Because even if people have problems with the Elvis movie, he himself was obviously
he is easily the best part of that Elvis movie. Yeah, no doubt about it.
So for me, in terms of I will be walking again. If Colin Farrell wins, I think I'll still be happy. But I'm very much rooting for Fraser. But Butler as like if Butler wins, like you know what, he did a darn good. If you're gonna bring Elvis to screen, that kid did it, man. In terms of a snub, this is like just a snub if we used to have a snub, but this would have been nice, I feel, instead of perhaps because I haven't seen After Sun.
I mean, that's the thing, Dragon. Like that's kind of why sometimes I do like to use the phrase should have been nominated instead of snub, because sometimes there's just not a lot of options that I feel strongly about.
I mean, how would you have felt if like not necessarily like you think he'd have a chance at beating Fraser, Butler, or Colin Farrell, but Daniel Craig. How's that,
Yeah, no, that's solid. I actually have Robert Pattinson.
Really?
Yeah.
I
mean, I don't love the Batman, but I love his performance.
But I mean, look, he's an excellent Batman in that movie. Again, Bruce Wayne a little up there, but
but that's the point of the character.
I know. That's
what they were trying to do.
It's like, hey, no, he's going to get better over time. Well, show it to me now, darn you.
Also, this was probably never going to happen, but Diego Calva is basically an up-and-comer who's been in nothing, and he really blew me away, and he stood his own in Babylon against people like Margot Robbie and Brad Pitt. Like, he really was the lead of that movie. All right. So, also, Koski, he says, Spielberg should win, but I'm predicting the directors for Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah, they're the only ones that could take it from, I figure.
Also, why does Tiki want to destroy Brendan Fraser's dreams so much?
Why?
It's not like Colin Farrell doesn't have dreams. All right. Koski says, Elvis hasn't left the building quite yet, but sadly, I do think he's gonna.
What if Colin Farrell's dreams just very, very banal? What if he just like, you know what? I want a really good cup of coffee. Maybe that's.
I mean, honestly, Dragon, based on that movie, that's what his character in that movie would dream about. I don't love the Batman. Koski, I'm sorry. There's elements of the Batman that are wonderful, but there's a couple elements about it that just don't really come together. That Dragon, we've had this discussion on air recently, but I think you and I both agree. Like, if the movie would have fucking cut to credits right at that moment with Batman, saving people in the water, like the guiding light thing.
Matt Reeves really should have got off his.
That would have been perfect.
I don't
know. The movie went on
was,
too long. I'm a stickler for that kind of stuff.
I don't know if it was Reeves or if it was the studio, but whoever made the decision to not have post-credit scenes on the Batman made a huge mistake. They made a it was something that really hurt that movie, because the ending we have is like, and he's just riding on the bat cycle like we've seen before. It's like, no, we should have had Batman saving people after we had like a big old money shot.
All right.
Anyway.
Okay. Best lead actress. We have Cate Blanchett, Ana de Armas, who... That's what I'm just going to refer to her as. What? It's a big runny joke, Dragon. There's a whole scandal behind it. Michelle Williams and Michelle Yao. I'm sorry. Okay, so Andrea Riseborough, Dragon. Jesus fucking Christ. This is a tiny movie, and from everything I hear, this is basically like long story short, Cate Blanchett essentially was like, hey guys, let's drink. Essentially what I'm hearing is that Cate Blanchett kind of got the ball rolling on the hype train on her. And my conspiracy theory mind is like she bumped out someone who could have been competition because it's just such a tiny movie. I don't know. It's so fucking weird.
Hmm.
It like what was your take on it? Like because it's such a nothing movie.
Leslie, I don't know really who Riseborough is. I don't know what this two Leslie
No
thing
one
at all.
knows who she is. Dragon, not that's the thing. Not even people who study this shit know who she is.
Yeah, I honestly I was surprised. I was pleasantly surprised to see Ana de Armas make the cut. For Blonde, because she is really good in that movie. I mean, I
I'm
don't
not
think
touching
she's.
that movie with a 10
Yeah,
foot
I
pole.
know you're not, Mister. I haven't seen it, but I'm gonna make my dispersions.
Okay, I'm sorry, but sometimes the internet is just right about shit, all right? The internet's right about Velma.
Well, yeah, come on. There was no, they're not the same thing at all. As a bold face. Come on.
All right.
Anyway, point being, but I love that actress, and again, I thought she did a really good job in that movie. Even if some people might think certain aspects of that movie are reprehensible, which I don't know. But regardless, I'm thinking based on the other award shows, I'm thinking Michelle Yeoh is probably a lock for this. But here's the thing: I think for two reasons, it's definitely a lock.
I have her as will win, should win.
I mean, yeah, pretty much. Look. Here's the thing: Michelle
And for
Yeoh
me,
is.
the should win of it all is kind of more of like a legacy factor thing.
Honestly, I think this actress category is out of whack for another reason too. I think because Michelle Williams, I don't view her as a lead in that movie. I don't think she should be in the lead category because that's more of a support.
That was actually a pretty big controversy a few months ago when they announced like who they were campaigning for what. Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah,
I agree.
Because she's nowhere near. She's not the lead of that movie. She's an important figure in that movie for sure, but not the lead. And apparently, if we're throwing like Riseborough in left and right, I think we need some choices there.
So for me, I knew it was never going to happen, but son of a bitch, like Mia Goth, man, she was a fucking rock star in Pearl. She just got nothing because the Academy hates horror movies and hates genre pictures.
Well,
and
isn't one of the best picture nominees a horror movie?
What one are you thinking?
Well, I'm trying to. You can't scroll back?
Oh, are you talking about Women Talking?
Is that a horror movie?
It's a thriller, from what I've heard.
Okay, never mind. I thought that might. I looked at the trailer because I didn't see it, but the trailer looked kind of horror movie. Yes, to me. Maybe
it's not like it's basically like they're debating on whether or not they should leave a cult because they realize it's bullshit.
So the last time a horror movie was nominated was probably Get Out, then, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's not impossible. But you're right. The Academy.
I hope you're right that Mia Goth's going to win an award eventually, Koski. I think that if this was a just world, then she would have been like a lead contender in this race. All right.
Let's see anyway. So here I gotta say, Michelle was probably a lock one because she was good in the movie. It's very well earned, just given the fact. Honestly, it's just the unique position that we kind of allowed her to have so much range in that movie. Despite the writing could have been a little better, but still, I think also I think she's a lock because I think this is going to sound really harsh, but I think there's some I think there's going to be a diversity Oscar thing at play here. I think it's.
I don't know.
A little bit, just a little bit.
I don't think so. I think both people who are going to win for Everything Everywhere are basically winning because of the legacy factor more than anything else.
I'm hoping I'm leaning on the side of it's more legacy than anything else. It's legacy, and they did a good job in the movie. But a part of me is like, if you're looking at the Academy with an agenda, which in the past has happened a lot. Let's be honest. In the past,
I mean, to be fair, there's a few like black actresses, like Viola Davis, for example, didn't get in.
Huh. Well,
so, if people wanted to do the Oscar So White thing this year, they could.
Yeah, it's a fair point, but I'm saying, you look at The Woman King. Was it that good? Did you see that? You saw it.
It was decent. She was the best part. It wasn't. I don't think it was a great movie, but other people really liked it.
But not Oscar contender worthy, right?
People wanted her in it.
Well, yeah, they want her. I know they want her to walk the stage in a fancy dress and get the Oscar. Do they think her performance necessitated that Oscar?
I think so.
Okay, that's fair.
Based on what I've heard people say.
Okay.
And then also the movie Till, about Emmett Till.
Hmm.
Danielle Detweiler. I have not seen the movie, and I'm probably
TJ's
never gonna.
sister.
What?
TJ's sister.
TJ who?
TJ's sister is a recess joke, like Detweiler.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Never
Yes.
mind. Never mind.
I'm probably never gonna see that movie because again, it just sounds just like a fucking miserable experience. But I've heard she's incredible in it. Okay, Jimmy Fallon won't let them do a diversity thing because he's too passionate. Oh God, I can't even say that with a straight face. I can't even get through that sentence.
Yeah, sorry, Kowski. TJ sisters and TJ Detweiler from Recess. He has a sister. I was thinking, oh, hey, this must be TJ's sister, which clearly it's not. It's the dumb joke, and I can see the flies buzzing around, so we're going to move on.
All right. Okay, best supporting actor. Like this is pretty obviously going to go to Keegan Kwan.
Yeah, but honestly, the competition. If we're taking another look at lead actress, I mean, lead actress. I don't think the competition is going to be that stiff for Michelle Yeoh, but you look at supporting actor.
I think her biggest competition is Cate Blanchett.
That is true. I have not. Tar looks interesting to me, but yeah,
you might like it more than I did. I didn't care for it.
Okay. Well, for supporting actor, here's the thing. I want to be very clear. The supporting actor on the flip side, all very good actors being nominated here. Let me be clear, but Ke Huy Quan here he's the lock. He's been earning it. He did a really good job in the movie. There's a legacy component there, so he should and will win. I'm sure. I would be shocked if he doesn't. I mean, I'll be saying, wow. I mean, people really realize Judd Hirsch rocks, but I don't think that's going to happen. It's like we all love Judd Hirsch. I mean, even Barry, it's like,
I actually have like this is like one of my joke should win picks, but wouldn't it be funny if Barry Keoghan won and he was just really fucking awkward about the whole thing and he didn't know what to do?
Like, yeah, I'm sorry, guys. Wouldn't it be great if someone walked the stage and said, I'm sorry, guys, I don't have a speech. I thought Ke Huy Quan was
I could
win.
totally see Barry Keoghan like.
I don't know what the Academy was thinking, but thanks. I mean, I'm not complaining about it. Thank you. I'm not going to pull a Brando. I'm just voicing.
If anyone's gonna pull a shock, it's gonna be Brendan Gleeson. But
honestly, yeah, Brendan Gleeson. Seriously, Brendan Gleeson's he's a very good actor. Many times underrated. Yeah,
yeah.
He played a terrifying political role, which we're not going to mention here because we want to talk about that guy. But he did a really good job with that.
I have a couple pretty decent should have been nominated picks. I have Mark Rylance for Bones and All, of course, like one of the most memorable performances of the year for me. And also, I knew this was a little bit of a long shot, but I would have loved to have seen it because I truly think this performance kind of encapsulates his whole career. Brad Pitt for Babylon. Okay. Like, I'm really, Dragon, if there's any component to Babylon that you need to watch that movie for, it's Brad Pitt.
You have to tell me again. My favorite movie of the year was a Brad Pitt performance. I know. So yeah.
All right. Okay, so supporting actress, we have Angela Bassett, Hong Chow, Carrie Condon, Jamie Lee Curtis, Stephanie Sue.
I think 4 out of the 5 of these are very.
Stephanie Sue, Dragon, she's the character that kind of ruined everything everywhere.
That's what I'm saying. She's the one that doesn't belong for me in this category. So I feel like there's certainly
I agree. I feel like they just put her there because, well, we're nominating literally everyone else.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Honestly, it feels like Jamie Lee Curtis was a very unique role in that film, and of course,
I definitely think she deserves the nomination for sure. I agree.
People love, like, my mother adores Jamie Lee. Everyone loves Jamie Lee Curtis at some point in their lives. They'd be like, "Oh, hey, look, it's Jamie Lee Curtis." So I think
Stephanie Sue, like, literally, her character has all of the like cringe, Generation Y, ironic sort of nihilism that I kind of hate about that movie.
Yeah. But looking at this here, I think Will, it's going to be between two people. I think the lock is going to be Angela Bassett, who it is earned. She's wonderful
I
in
have
that
Angela
movie.
Bassett as a will win, should win.
And I concur with that, but the only, however, because you haven't seen the movie, Hong Chow is really good, and I could see
That's
Hong
fair.
Chow.
That's fair.
That is the only other person I could see getting it for supporting. If they went against the grain, did not go with Angela Bassett for some reason, which they shouldn't do, but if they did, Hong Chow would absolutely get my vote, man. I'd be happy if she got it as well.
Oh, and
Yeah.
for me, should have been nominated. I don't really feel strongly about this, and it would have never happened because it's a movie. But Rachel Seno in Bodies, 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 she basically plays like a self parody of one of those social media people who's just obsessed with saying the wrong thing and getting canceled. And her performance is fucking amazing. She's easily like the standout role in that movie.
Hmm.
All right, best adapted screenplay. We have All Quiet on the Western Front, Glass Onion. Let me just pause right now and just rant about this for a minute. Like with both Glass Onion and Top Gun, I think it's so fucking stupid how best adapted screenplay. Like if you're a sequel, then you're automatically an adapted screenplay.
Hmm.
I mean, that should be the case for some things, but like for Glass Onion, those movies stand on
I
their
mean,
own.
if you're in a franchise, for example, like not a franchise of your own, but I mean, if you're like the Avengers, for example, okay, adapted.
Well, that would be best adapted anyways because it's
Yeah,
Marvel.
well,
But
I guess that's what I mean. Like, if usually that's kind of what we do when we do adapted or a sequel in an adapted thing. It's usually like Lord of the Rings. You know, something's based on like a book or like a
right,
sequel to a
right.
series of an established lore.
All right. Anyways, and then we have Living, which I have never even heard of that movie at all.
Not a clue. Got nothing.
We have Top Gun Maverick. That I don't. I mean, that's not should be one of the top 5 screenplays of the year. It was a decent movie, and Women Talking.
People and apparently the Oscars going crazy for Top Gun Maverick. See,
Yeah.
I have a feeling. I have a theory here. I have a theory that the Oscars wants to be like the people's Oscars. It's like, yeah, we put Top Gun in there. Yeah,
Uh huh.
look at us.
Uh
We're being trendy. We're being the Oscars you want to have a beer with. We watch Top Gun.
huh. So this was a tricky category for me because I actually think the front runner and also the one that I might go with once I do see the movie is going to be Women Talking.
Hmm.
But
I
for
think.
now, I would love to see Glass Onion win because I love, you know me, Dragon. I
Mhm.
specifically love that screenplay.
Okay, I'm gonna lay it out for you. I think I agree with you. I think Women Talking will win just for the heck of it, just for like, why not? I think.
It's women and they're talking.
Yeah,
It's right
yeah.
there in the
I
title.
think I think Glass Onion should win. I really do. I think it should
Uh huh.
win. Here's a snub because again, this thing was literally adapted from a play, and apparently, from what I hear, it was adapted like
Yeah,
slavishly and very well. The Whale. The Whales really should have been at least nominated for this thing.
for
There.
sure. For sure.
Yeah.
I actually have Pinocchio again.
Oh yeah, I guess that would. Yeah, I was kind
That
of
would
wondering.
absolutely be adapted. Yeah.
Yeah, well, okay. You know what? If Pinocchio, that's another snub. Then yeah, the
Dragon, you
Pinocchio.
can have more than one, to be fair. There's a couple of them here that I just could not pick. Like, I could not pick between Mark Rylance and Brad Pitt. I had to shout them both
Well, there
out.
you go. Then the Whale and Pinocchio for sure, definitely the big snubs for me in this category. Then yeah.
All right. So, original screenplay. We have Banshees of Inisherin, Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Fablemans, Tar, and Triangle of Sadness. What do you got?
Okay, so in terms of what will win, again, I think this is going to be kind of a theme for a few of these here. I think it's going to be between Everything Everywhere All at Once or The Fablemans in terms of what will win. I think in terms of what
I have
should,
Everything Everywhere All at Once as will win.
yeah,
I think Banshees is probably its biggest competition, actually.
I feel like, and again, I haven't seen the other one here because I mean, based on seeing it, I would say the Fableman should win, but also I have a sense that the Banshees of Inisherin should win, if not the
Uh-huh.
Fableman. So probably that's probably the should category here. The snub for me, I'm gonna be an outlier here. I'm just not like I guess I don't think we have like a lot of bandwagon support here, but for me personally, original Bullet Train or Spirited, I think those movies had a really unique. Well, then again, actually, Spirit would have to be adapted because of the whole Christmas Carol thing. So I guess not Spirited.
Bullet Train's a really good call, though.
Anyway, Bullet Train, because that was a really, I can imagine this. I think whenever you do the screenplay nominations, like the committee or whoever, they should, the Academy. Basically, it's like if you were to read that script, would you be wowed by the script and not the movie?
Right, for sure.
And I feel if you sat down, did almost like an Albuquerque versus table read of sorts with Bullet Train, you'd be blown away. But, oh my God, this movie is like, I haven't even seen it yet. It's the best thing I've ever read. I think Bullet Train could be that. So I think Bullet Train I think I could buy that as a snub, at the very least for what the specifics of this category are.
For me, I'm going to go ahead and throw out another genre thing and say Barbarian. That was a wonderful screenplay as far as just, that movie's whole thing is just twisting and subverting horror tropes. And Dragon, I swear, seriously, Barbarian, I'm surprised I haven't made any Rian Johnson jokes about that movie because it's like the ultimate, like, oh, you think you know what you're going to get with this horror movie premise, eh?
Okay, two things. One, Justin Long's in that, right?
Yes.
Okay, two, imagine how funny this would be. Imagine if every time you watch the movie of Rian Johnson, he would get really. You basically feel like every time we make our jokes about Rian Johnson, where it's like, hey, can you imagine if this happened like during the movie? And he would just like, it's like, no, they shouldn't do that. They should do this. Like, yes, Ryan, very, very nice, very subversive. Okay, let's go. Oh God. Just if Ryan said, no, they shouldn't do that. They should do this.
Okay.
Koski
says I've never heard of it, but I want Triangle of Sadness is a cool title, so I'm rooting for it. Yeah, Triangle of Sadness is actually I would say that's probably like up there as far as I actually think all 5 of these are pretty solid in terms of screenplay. So I would think Triangle of Sadness is up there. It was a really good screenplay. All right. And you know what, Koski, I'll throw the Batman up there for adapted as well. That would have been a cool nomination to see.
Yeah, it would have.
Okay, here we fucking go, Dragon. Like, I don't understand this at all.
There were a lot of snubs for this one.
How the fuck does this even happen? I don't get.
Well.
All right, best cinematography: All Quiet, Bardo, Elvis, Empire of Light, Tar. Okay, what the fuck? No Top Gun Maverick. No Nope. Nope is the big one for me that I'm upset about. Because Nope got straight up snubbed just across the board. Across the board, Nope got completely shut out.
Surprised you haven't brought up Nope more during this, Tiki.
Well, to be fair, I think Nope is more so like, I kind of get like it's more of a genre movie, but see, like cinema, like fucking even The Lighthouse got nominated for best cinematography, and that was a way more niche movie than Nope. And you fucking put stuff like Bardo, like I'm sure Bardo has good cinematography because it's done by the same director who did Birdman.
Yeah, exactly.
But everything I've heard about that movie is like it's a trash fire. Oh man.
Here's the thing: some of these movies I looked in the trailers of the ones I have not seen from this, which is pretty much all but Elvis. Yeah, so All Quiet on the Western Front is really heralded for its cinematography. And looking at that trailer, I can see why that one at least I can buy being on there. And basically, Bardo is there purely for the Birdman of it all. Let's be honest. Let's see. Empire of Light looks interesting, and Roger Deakins, he's kind of a heralded name. I could buy that, but I gotta admit, when you look at that trailer, though, it looks kind of small. Like, hey, it's a movie theater. We like the movie theaters.
Right.
It kind of feels like it's like
that movie was in theaters for like about a month. I could have seen it. It just sounded boring.
But I mean, let me tell you what I feel got snubbed. I mean, you're right. Nope. I kind of forgot about Nope. Like, yeah, I could see the cinematography for that one being really.
I think it's fucking ridiculous that Nope didn't get nominated for this. It's fucking ridiculous.
I'm thinking about this though. You have Glass Onion. You have
oh my god, Glass Onion, absolutely.
I mean, here's a shocker, just given all the praise that we're throwing it right now. Avatar. How is Avatar not nominated for cinematography?
I can see. Yeah, no, Avatar's an interesting thing because obviously you had to have.
Didn't you say it had all sorts of money shots of whales and everything?
I honestly feel like Avatar, it's a little like probably the reason that didn't get in was
the effects battle.
Yeah, it's a lot of VFX.
All right. Okay. Well, fine. Even aside from
But
Avatar,
I mean, even still, like that is like groundbreaking underwater camera technology going on there.
even beyond that, you have things like honestly, I think the front runner that could have been if it were nominated, the Fablemans looks really. Janusz
Uh
Kaminski did a
huh.
really good job with the
I
Fablemans,
mean,
and
Dragon. Everybody fucking thought that Maverick was going to. Everyone thought that Maverick was going to run away with this.
mhm. And also I'd throw in the Batman just in terms of because the Batman's
Oh
kind of
yeah,
tricky because
sure, sure.
I'm saying
I won't disagree.
the Batman, the way honestly one of the best realized versions of Gotham we've had on screen. What we did in the Batman, the Batman is tremendously realized Gotham very well. It looks great, and even like during, even though it's kind of a different movie, the third act of that movie does look great with the water setting, though. You know, it's like it's very
Uh
anyway.
huh.
So, yeah, in terms of what will win,
I mean, quite frankly, Dragon, I could just like this whole lineup. I could easily swap out with 5 other movies.
I concur, but based on what we have, I would say will win. Probably going to
Triangle of
be
Sadness also would have been another
yeah.
one that would have been a
That
solid.
that
Like, yeah,
just going off of the trailer thing. You see,
Banshees. Fucking where the hell is Banshees on this list?
okay, the
Jesus
point
Christ.
everything's missing. I think we got it. Okay, my point is yeah, I mean, I was looking at what we have. I have a feeling All Quiet on the Western Front's going to get it. Um, I concur with you also earlier. The Triangle of Sadness had really good cinematography. Just looking at the trailer,
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
I think what should get it personally. Again, this is not really based on. Again, it's kind of slim pickings. You can kind of tell. I'm going to say Elvis because you know
Of course you're gonna say Elvis.
I look. I know unsurprisingly because it's the only movie of this bunch I've seen.
I
But
would have
seriously,
enjoyed the cinematography in Elvis more if they didn't cut away from every shot every fucking
but
second.
that's what I'm saying. That's more the editing than it is the cinematography.
Yeah, and it's
Cinematography.
nominated for best editing too.
But think we'll get there. All right, my point is for what we have in terms of recreating, you know, like the iconic moments of Elvis, particularly the '68 comeback special. They did a really good job
Sure, sure, sure.
in filming that. So I got to give them points on that. All right.
For me, I have will win. I think I agree. Hold on, let me check my notes really quick just to be sure. Yeah, will win. I agree on All Quiet. Should win. I think Tar. I think the cinematography in Tar was actually like the thing that stuck out to me the most about that movie. So I'm gonna say Tar. Okay. All right. Dragon, you ready to quickly go through a bunch of documentaries we don't care about?
I looked into these actually. One of them we really should talk about.
Which one?
Okay, so I'm going to summarize these in a really.
I've heard a
funny,
lot of good things about Fire of Love.
So
That's the one. That's the one of these that I've actually heard of.
Okay, I looked into the trailers and all of these. Okay, so I'll give you like kind of a snippet because I have not seen any of these, and I can just give you my impressions based on those trailers on these movies, as we tend to do with documentaries when they don't nominate the good stuff. Which, to be fair, this year not a whole lot of good stuff.
So. This was a light year for documentaries. Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. Going down the list here, All That Breathes. If memory serves, that's the lame looking owl movie. It's just birds. I'm pretty sure that's the owl movie one. Because either that, if I'm pretty sure it's actually no, I know for a fact because I looked at these in the order. I looked these up in the order they were
riveting.
And All That Breathes is pretty much like, look, owls. Okay, all the beauty.
Unless it's Zack Snyder owls, I don't care.
Okay, now here's the thing. Here are the good ones. So all the beauty and the bloodshed. This one actually looks interesting. This one.
That's a really good title for a documentary.
So this is one of the two front runners. This one actually. This is about. You should watch this because it's kind of a companion piece to a show we really love. This is a documentary on this on. Do you remember that scene at the end of Dope Sick where we saw the real life footage of those people doing that protest at the art museum for the Sacklers? This is about the lady who took that picture, like at the art exhibit. She's been protest. She has a grudge against the Sackler family. And it's about the photographer who staged that infamous protest with all the pill bottles at the museum, saying like ban the Sacklers. So that's about her.
Okay.
Fire of Love. That's it's basically kind of a.
Two people, it's like fucking two people who love volcanoes fall in love or something like
Yeah, I mean,
that.
it has like 100% Rotten Tomato thing too, which it
People love it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's on Disney Plus, so I'll probably give it a watch at some point before the actual awards. But
I think A House Made of Splinters, if memory serves, that one is essentially just, kids during wartime during the Ukraine conflict.
oh, great, more fucking depression porn.
Now this last one, Tiki, seriously, this last one though, I'm gonna watch this last one. This last one looked really good.
What is it?
Navanali. I'm probably butchering how that's pronounced, but Navanali, that guy. Seriously, this is about like a guy. I forget if he's specifically running against Putin or not. But there's a guy who's basically speaking out. He was a critic of Putin, and it's him doing a sit down interview. It's on. I think it's on HBO Max right now. And I think it was a CNN documentary. And basically, this guy telling his story, and we see there's some really good footage they capture. And basically, him speaking out against Putin and Putin trying to kill him.
Ooh.
And him telling it. So it's really, the trailer was very enough to make me want to watch this one. So this one, right, based very blindly, mind you, I'm going to say that Will probably, and it's also been getting a lot.
Oh, I'm not going to do Will win, should win on these.
Well, no, here's the thing.
I do not have enough information.
Well, based on the fact that Novelly's also been breaking in the awards, I'm going to say that one will win. And should win, I'm going to say that, or the other one I mentioned with All the Beauty and All the Bloodshed. Those are the two, again, of the bunch, the only ones I vaguely care about here. So,
are there any that you even feel strongly should have been nominated this year at all?
Well, yes, but it's complicated because the best documentary I saw this year was Drawing Monsters, the Mike Mignola documentary.
Oh, right.
The problem being, no one's seen it, so I can't really, in good conscience, say it was a snub.
Right. Okay, let's see. Documentary short, we could just skip over, right?
Yeah, we don't care. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Joshua Seftel is like, but I was waiting for them to talk about my movie.
Sorry, Connie.
All right. Editing. We have Banshees, Elvis, Everything Everywhere, Tar, Top Gun. What do you think?
Okay, so I think Everything Everywhere All at Once is going to win. I think that will win. I think, honestly, I'm going to say will win, should win on that, just based on, I don't think there's really stiff competition for the editing on this one.
I think I have.
Okay, yeah, you've seen more.
Yeah, I have will and should for Everything Everywhere as well.
Yeah. Okay, here's the snub though. I really think Glass Onion really should have been nominated.
Yeah, that's a good pool. That's a good pool. I have The Fabelmans as my snub.
That's the thing. Here's the difference though, Tiki. It's kind of weird for me because in the editing, obviously there's a very specific, awesome part of that movie that is very put together with the editing.
Like very, very memorably edited. Yeah.
And that, to be fair, that whole scene's about editing. There's a question of editing versus writing on that, but I think it probably is the editing itself. But here's the thing, though. When you look at The Fabelmans, the problem with that movie is that it ends abruptly. And that, I don't know if that kind of relates to the editing in terms of like when we put together the final edit of the film.
I think that the ending more relates to writing.
Yeah?
Yeah, okay. I think so.
Well, okay, in that case. Well, Fabelmans is another, you're right, that is another snub in that case. Then, yeah.
Okay, Koski gonna shout out here. He says, it's just birds. A one-time MCU character would love it. All right, Morbius deserves the Best Picture nomination more than Avatar.
God, nah, come on, that's a little much.
I think that's a little much.
I've sat through that Morbius movie.
You know what's funny, Dragon? We actually did an Avatar project for So You Want to Be an Imagineer, and there was a grand total of one person out of 14 people in the cast who did not hate Avatar.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess that was
one person. Like not even people who are like, yeah, it's like I don't really follow it religiously, but I like the effects. No, everyone like outwardly dislikes it. Okay. So best editing. Okay, yeah, we did editing.
Yeah. We don't have anything to say on international films, so unless
international films. The one thing I do want to point out is I've heard really, really good things about. Oh shit! the Park Chan-woo film? What's it called? Oh damn it!
Yeah, I gotta be honest. I'm looking at these titles. I am unimpressed, except for Argentina, 1985.
EO is literally about a donkey.
Get out of here! There's no.
No, I swear to God, without any exaggeration, it's about a donkey.
EO is about a donkey.
Yes, I'm not making this up at all.
Well, at this point, why is called EIO? Huh? Why not?
I actually think that's kind of what part of the title is.
Yes.
Decision to Leave is the movie I was thinking of. Dragon, I haven't seen it. I wanted to see it. People are fucking furious that this didn't, like, people are saying it's as much of a it's as much of a snub as like Top Gun not getting into cinematography. So like,
Really?
yeah, that's a big and Park Chan-wook, he's the guy who did the original Old Boy, so he's a very iconic Korean filmmaker. All right, at least Morbius was memorable. Boom. Well, at least Avatar: The Way of Water is like what at this point, like the 4th highest grossing movie of all time. Boom.
Well, I don't. Well, let's not quote the
It's
numbers
up there. It's like 4, maybe like 6 or 7.
Yeah, that's the thing.
It's
I think it's
climbing
like
though. It's climbing.
I think you're right. It's like 6 or 7 right now because it's over Spider-Man: Far From Home. So I don't know if that. Oh, No Way Home. It's over No Way Home. So anyway.
Okay. And I think will like this is just like, if anything other than All Quiet wins, I'm going to be shocked.
All right.
Original song. Here's a fun category, actually.
Yeah.
My God, though, they really went out of their way to nominate pretty much all boring songs except for one.
Yeah.
So applause from Tell It Like a Woman. Again, I genuinely have never heard of that movie before in my life.
Okay.
Hold My Hand from Top Gun Maverick, Lift Me Up from Black Panther, Not To from RRR, hell yeah, and This Is a Life from Everything Everywhere all at Once. God, these fucking selections are so boring, except for Not To, which will win and should win.
Yeah, so what I did is so obviously I've seen Everything Everywhere all at once. I've seen Wakanda Forever. But for the rest of these, I pretty much I listened I listened to the songs and well, yeah, I'm gonna say Will.
Okay, I'm sorry. Let me. Did you with Not To, you really need to watch the actual scene in the movie?
I did. I watched.
Okay, good.
Yeah. So, I mean, the other ones are more like music because that one actually was the clip from the movie. So,
anyway. Because you really could, like, that clip and that song just go together.
Yeah. So for me though, I'm more of I'm not really feeling aggressively like in favor of any of these, if I'm being frank. But it just feels like Lift Me Up, or I think what will win is going to be Lift Me Up or Hold My Hand. Again, for kind of like the whole like the Oscar you want to have a beer with Hold My Hand, or honestly, I think for the Bozeman of it all, it might be Lift Me Up. I don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised if Lift Me Up gets it for the Bozeman of it all.
Yeah. In terms of should, I mean, I don't know. I think it's a taste thing. Maybe maybe This Is a Life, but again, I'm not really passionately feeling it. Snub. Good Afternoon, mainly to drive Hugh Jackman crazy, but also
Good Afternoon is absolutely, like, I mean, seriously, it's kind of surprising that they didn't put anything from Spirited on here.
I'm just saying, if they're gonna put Tell It Like a Woman on there, could we at least put something from a good musical there?
Also, speaking of good musicals, I'm actually pretty proud of this. I'm gonna throw in Now You Know from Weird, the Al Yankovic story.
Right.
That's the end credits song, but it's a really funny song because it's basically breaking down like all the bullshit in the movie that you now know about him. Okay. So next up we have
production design.
Production design. All righty. All Quiet, Avatar, Babylon, Elvis, Fablemans. What do you think?
I think it's going to be between Avatar or Babylon. And again, with Avatar, it's kind of the effects thing going against it. So I have to imagine production. I think we're getting to the point of the awards now where this is going to be the Avatar. Second, Avatar's pretty much going to rake it in.
Right.
I don't know. I think Babylon has a chance of winning there. I mean, in terms of,
I think Babylon 1000% should win this.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think Babylon, if they look beyond Avatar, Babylon's going to be the one to get it. But it's just a question of like the power of the box.
I just have for will win. I just have All Quiet just to fucking spite me. I don't even have a valid reason why. Just besides it would piss me off.
In terms of should for me, honestly, no, legitimately, it's Elvis or the Fablemans, because the Fablemans, in terms of the recreation of Spielberg's life, with Elvis it's the recreation of the Elvis set pieces, which I think were recreated very flawlessly in terms of how they're, the suits and well, not, I know that's more of the costume and makeup, but I mean specifically just the, like, the staging, and, like, again, the '68 comeback special, and going to Graceland and all. I don't know, it looks very on brand with Elvis and where he came from and everything. So I'd based on what we have, I would say that for production design. Now, for snubs, I have like two that come to mind. Well, possibly three. So, Glass Onion's the main one I have.
Oh yeah, absolutely, Glass Onion for sure.
The other two are kind of in a weird space for me because they have like kind of a proviso with them, where you have the Batman, but we did use the volume, but that is production design though, so that is there. Um, the other one though is there's the trickier one. Would you count Del Toro's Pinocchio as
Yes,
production design? Yeah.
absolutely, I would.
So that one
Because
definitely.
other stop motion movies have been nominated for production design.
Well, based on that, I would absolutely throw Pinocchio in there for production design. Yeah.
Let's see. I'm trying to think if there's any other. The Fablemans was a good call. I'm trying to think if there's any others. Honestly, I don't necessarily think there's enough there to really get the nomination itself. But I really loved the Old West theme park in Nope. That was one of my favorite sets in a while. That was such a good set.
That was a good idea.
Like one of the best. Like that whole area of the film is like one of the reasons why I kind of fell in love with that movie.
So what's the deal? I turned the alien sighting into like a theme park attraction.
Essentially, yes.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Okay. So any production design? All right. Now we have. Okay, do we even need to go over this? Best visual effects.
Yeah, we should.
Really though? Really?
All right, fine. Avatar is going to win. Clearly, if I had a dog in a race, I'd say the Batman, just the Spike Cameron. But yeah.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna skip over that for now. All right. Let's see. We don't want to. Oh, best animated short. Is there anything on here that you want to talk about?
Best anim? No, not for animation.
You know what I want to talk about?
Costumes.
My Year of Dicks.
Have you looked? I meant to look in. Well, what is this thing, man? Do you know?
I don't know. All I know is that people just really think it's funny that Riz Ahmed had to say that title, and then an ostrich told me the world is fake, and I think I believe it. That is a fucking glorious title for a short film, man. That is a glorious title for a short film.
Seriously, you have no idea. No one looked into what this thing is.
Drake, do you want me to Google My Year of Dicks? I don't want to Google My Year of Dicks.
It's just utterly ridiculous to me. We're gonna like nominate shorts, and people are afraid to look into.
Is there any that you can think of that that should have gotten in though?
I gotta be honest. This year's been a little light on shorts for me. I've not really.
Because Turning Red didn't even come out with one, right?
No, it didn't. No.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
That's what I'm saying. It's been really laxed on that.
I'm trying to think if Strange World had a short. I don't think it did either.
No.
Might have in theaters.
There is no, not in well, you tell me. Yeah, you're right. I don't know.
Okay. Anyways, so yeah, costume design. We're gonna have Babylon, Black Panther, Elvis, Everything Everywhere, and of course, Dragon. I this is like a fucking tradition. There's always just some random like, how the hell did that movie get in here? Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris.
You gotta admit, that is a fun title, though.
It is a really fun title. Yeah.
Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris. Oh. All right, so I'm gonna say will win Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Should win Elvis.
Okay, yeah, I think. Let me see. For will win, I would say, and it's tricky. It's tricky. I would say maybe. I would say will win. I would say Elvis. Actually,
yeah, really.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I really don't like the costumes in Wakanda Forever. Honestly, like, I mean, some of them are fine, but some of them are really ugly. like the new Dora Milaje armor costumes, like that are essentially Iron Man armor. I did not like that.
Tiki, I agree full-heartedly with that. I don't like the Dora Milaje Iron Man armor. I think it's
Thank
I don't know.
you.
I think Riri one's obvious. I like that look on her for obvious reasons. If we're going to give her some Wakandan armor that's going to feed into the iconic design she's going to, the next design she's going to build on her own, that's a cool idea. But
I think Babylon I'm gonna put as should, but that's more of just kind of like me being biased and wanting to give Babylon stuff.
you're just patting Giselle on the head.
Pretty much, yes.
There, Damien. There. It'll be your next year. Just keep at it, buddy.
As far as should have been nominated, Glass Onion, man.
Well, here's Tiki. I was gonna say I hesitated though. You know why?
Why?
I don't necessarily know if we can give costumes on man. Daniel Craig had the best costumes in that movie. I don't know if we can give it to him just for one character.
He had great. I think the thing with that movie is I feel like every character, like Daniel Craig was obviously the most spiffy dressed, but I think every character, their wardrobe really fit the role really well.
I mean, Odom Jr. probably had the other really good set of wardrobe in that. I guess you're right.
All right. I'm sorry. Did you say what you had for should have been nominated?
Well, I mean, I guess I'll concur with you on Glass Onion since there was, a couple characters had style there, so
Okay. All right. Nothing for live action short, right?
Nope.
I did not think so. All right. Best. Oh, this is fucking annoying. This ad.
Yeah,
Best
I told you.
Makeup and hairstyling.
Okay.
I don't think it would have been any better on the Oscar site, though.
It wouldn't have had this many ads like in the middle breaking things up.
All right, fair enough. All right, best makeup and hairstyling: All Quiet on the Western Front, The Batman, Black Panther, Elvis, The Whale.
Sorry. No. Well, I'm sorry. I'm looking at it there, and that's what's next. So
All right, what do you think?
Yes. So I think help the children. No, I'm kidding. So Will.
Will win. Help children of heroes who lost.
Because why not? No. I think it's gonna be between The Whale or Black Panther. You're saying sorry. I think The Whale should win and probably will win in terms of it'd be a real crime if Black Panther Wakanda Forever won, given we have really impressive makeup effects and we're going to give it for the hairstyle mostly.
Yeah.
That's always the thing that kind of baffles me about hair and makeup. I think ultimately we should call it best makeup, honestly. I don't know, I always kind of felt we should.
I agree.
Regardless, so I think The Whale is going to win. I think in terms of The Whale, I'd also be happy if the Batman win for the Colin Farrell of it all. But honestly, The Whale.
I agree. That's what I have. Will win. The Whale should win. The Batman.
That's what I'm saying. But I'm happy if either of those win. Frankly, so that's good.
Any snubs here?
None that I can think of, honestly.
Let's see. Did I put anything? Hold on.
Yeah, it's pretty well represented. I felt.
Oh, I have Bones and All, just because that movie has some pretty gnarly gore and stuff. That's makeup and yeah, Bones and All has really good costume direction too. So, all right, and here we come to another one that has a couple pretty fucking heinous snubs.
Yeah.
All right, best original score: All Quiet, Babylon, Banshees, Everything Everywhere, and The Fabelmans.
All right, so I think will and should it's probably going to be The Fabelmans, mostly for the John Williams at all, but not his best score.
John Williams is the oldest person to ever be nominated for an Academy Award.
So that's the thing, because
as of this year.
I mean, it feels like we should give it to him, right?
I love the score of Babylon. I think the score of Babylon is one of the strongest elements of that movie.
Okay.
And honestly, my second pick would probably be Banshees, because that movie, that score just has a really unique kind of ethereal quality to it. There's a lot of chanting and stuff.
How do you feel about the score on Everything Everywhere All at Once?
Not great. It's not particularly memorable for me. It's just kind of generic, quirky indie music, honestly.
I'll tell you. Here's my big snub. Del Toro's Pinocchio with
Yeah,
Andre Desplat's score. Andre Desplat
that's
was one
what
of
I
the
know that you were hoping for. Yeah.
seriously. Desplat was I love his work and he works really well with Del Toro. And seriously, that Pinocchio movie has a really good score, and it was like I think probably one of the best scores of the year for him. And I really want him to get nominated for this, and he did not.
What about the Batman though? That's the other big one I think for
Yeah, Giacchino's Batman score was also really good. So that's yeah,
like I think
those
that's one of the most memorable film scores we've had in a long time, frankly, at least as far as main themes go.
plus one of the great things with that main theme is it's the Batman, it's the Bat. Again, it's like the whole like Superman.
Totally.
Again, it's very similar. I love that's like the
Star
key.
Wars, nothing but Star
I love
Wars.
that that's the key to a really iconic score. It's just it has to have Batman in there somewhere.
What about the Avengers? What would the lyrics to the Avengers be?
Well, I don't want to figure all that out right
I
now.
know. Okay, best sound. We have All Quiet, Avatar. I think this is the last one, and we just double back up to animated to round it out. All Quiet, Avatar, The Batman, Elvis, Top Gun.
I want to call it something with the Oscars. I really do like that we just we made things simple. We combined
Oh, I
sound in one
agree. I
category. That was
agree. That was such a better, like,
yeah,
streamlined way to do things.
because no one knows again the difference between the two categories. I know it's important, but still, like why split hairs? Let's just say sound overall. Let's just make it easier on everyone. Everyone's
Yeah.
gonna like, give them all the medals.
I mean, at the end of the day, the mixers and the editors are
Yeah,
all getting honored here, anyways.
yeah, that's what I'm
So,
saying. They're all getting they're all getting the credit there. So yeah,
yeah.
it helps everyone. So like, why the split there? So the will, I'm thinking, I'm thinking Avatar will get it, and the only way Avatar's not getting it is if Top Gun gets it.
I have Top Gun as will and should win, honestly.
For should for me,
I
I'm
actually
saying
think Top Gun's kind of a lock here, actually. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Top Gun kind of like snipes a lot of the Avatar technical awards. I really wouldn't be surprised if Avatar walks home with less than people think it's gonna take.
I'm going to say the Batman should win. I mean, one, Spike Cameron. Secondly, just no. The Batman did have kind of like a booming sound kind of aspect to it, which I do feel did kind of come through there. So, I mean, again, I've not seen Top Gun, so I can't speak to that. But just based on what I have seen, I'm going to say the Batman should win. Just not fervently though.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. What about should have been nominated?
I mean, maybe just for the heck of it, I'm going to throw Pinocchio in there. Just in terms of the sound design is very important in stop motion. Let's take an opportunity to celebrate that. No.
This is another one where I think it's kind of ridiculous that Nope didn't get in here.
You know what? That actually makes a lot. I didn't think about that. You're right. Nope probably really should.
Have you seen Nope?
I have not seen Nope, but I did. The marketing on Nope was really good.
Yeah, like first of all, I think you would really like Nope. It's doesn't really have a lot of horror elements. It's more of a Jaws kind of movie. And no, the sound design is absolutely impeccable in that movie. It's unique too. It's one of those things where it's like they have to come up with a unique sound for what an alien ship would sound like, and it's fucking memorable. Okay, I'm just catching up with Koski a little bit here before we round things out. Oh God, we need Kevin Hart to play Mr. Beast in a biopic. Oh no, thank you. We don't need a Mr. Beast biopic at all.
Who's Mr. Beast?
He's the guy who does those like stupid challenge videos. I don't watch his content at all, but he's like one of the most popular YouTubers. Anyways, Koski says, okay, fine, I'll give Avatar best visual effects. You get one from me, Cameron. One! All right, let's piss off all the big Hollywood directors and give best picture to Terrifier 2.
Yeah.
God. Tiki really wants to start a Twitter war with his comps on everything, everywhere, all at once. I feel like I'm in like a growing minority of people who think that movie is like, I appreciate that movie on some levels, but on other levels, I think it's grossly overhyped. So, yeah, I don't know. I really hope you're right about Top Gun taking it. I more than Avatar. Yeah, I think that's I think a lot of goodwill for Avatar is kind of at this point my hate for Avatar is mostly a bit. All right, that's fair. Okay, so Dragon, let's double back up to our most important category. And
So we didn't
honestly,
miss
I do
anything,
think,
right? We're all good.
yeah,
Okay.
except for the shorts.
Well,
I
yeah,
do think there's some in here that are that there's some surprises in this category.
yeah.
Uh, so we have best animated feature film. Guillermo del
Film.
Toro's Pinocchio, Marcel the Shell with Shoes On, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, The Sea Beast, Turning Red. Hell yeah, The Sea Beast! That isn't that great to see The Sea Beast
I
get on
was
there.
delighted to see the Seabeast get a nomination. I really was. Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
same.
shocked to see Marcel the Shell. Now I have to. Now I'm thinking about actively seeking out that Marcel the Shell movie now. So
I honestly think it's a little weird. I mean, I get why it's in this category, but
you were singing the praises of this thing.
no, I like the movie a lot. Don't get me wrong; it's in my top 20. Dragon, I like it a lot. I'm just saying, it's like there's literal like half a like a good half like Marcel is. I don't know. I feel like Avatar: The Way of Water is more of an animated movie than Marcel the Shell with Shoes On is. Like Marcel is an animated character, but the whole gimmick of that movie is that she's like interacting with with live action humans in a live action environment. So I don't
Based on that, would you have gone as far to nominate Chippendale Rescue Rangers?
know.
Right.
I definitely don't. I think Chippendale and Marcel the Shell with Shoes On is actually kind of in a similar category though.
Okay.
As far as snubs, what the fuck with not nominating the bad guys, man? Come on now.
I mean, that was a lot of guinea pigs, man.
Also, I know that obviously Del Toro's Pinocchio is the bigger, more high profile stop motion movie this year, but it would have been cool to see Wendell and Wild get in here. Like
Yeah,
it's not one of Henry Selick's better movies, but I still really liked it.
I respect what he was going for with that movie. And again, that movie, the core thing with the loss of the parents in it, that was really strong and that was really good. It's just the political stuff was a little ham-fisted. I felt.
I agree. I agree.
That was like the one thing that held that movie back from. Otherwise, I really liked it. Yeah. So I think it's will and should for me personally. It's the Del Toro Pinocchio. But if any other thing is going to get it, I think we can probably agree. I've not seen this yet, but from all the buzz, I'm going to imagine Puss in Boots is probably the only other thing that could get this.
Yeah, Puss in Boots. I mean, there's like an outside shot of an upset for Puss in Boots. I feel because Puss in Boots has a lot of momentum behind it.
I know that I'm really surprised. I never called that Puss in Boots was going to perform this. I knew it was going to make money. I didn't know it was going to perform this well.
Uh
Like it was going to get all like oh my god, that Puss in Boots. You got to see that Puss in Boots. Man, there are people.
and I really hate to say that Turning Red should win just because Pixar wins everything in this category, but I would be delighted to see Turning Red win just on the basis of it's such a delightful little movie, and Domei Shi, like she's got such a great
I would love.
story.
Yeah, part of me would love it if Domei Shi just for the heck of like Domei Shi, she won, man. She did bow, she impressed us all, and she got
Right.
It would be a nice little story.
I think it would. I think Turning Red winning would be a win for the new guard at Pixar.
I think you're right. I'll concur with that on you there, but it's I don't know. This is Del Toro put his soul into this movie. Man. Del Toro loves this. He has heart set on this Pinocchio movie. I think he really earned it. I think he really should get it. I think Pinocchio earned it.
In other words, Dragon, Pinocchio earned it.
Yep. Let's just bring Tom Hanks to present the awards while we're at it. Yeah.
Wilson. All right,
Rita Wilson.
Oh God. Well, that's about it, folks. Yeah. Thanks to Koski for following along. We'll be back. Let's see, Dragon, are you guys still doing that Phineas and Ferb thing?
Yeah, we just don't know if it's going to be at what point this week it's going to be.
Okay.
But yeah, it's
You
coming.
want to tease that up a little?
Yeah, well, we haven't settled officially on the title, but yeah, we're going to do a
You can say the premise.
essentially, folks, we're doing kind of a somewhat of a streamlined version of animated Batcave, but with Phineas and Ferb, in which the roles are reversed, and Jacob, or the young buck on the staff, he's the expert, and I will be watching for the first time. Well, not that I've never seen Phineas and Ferb ever, but I have never really watched it all the way through, aside from the holiday episodes and the one movie that we had, and the movies that we had covered. So I'll be going to the series, very blind. So yeah, look forward to that.
Yeah. And also a surprisingly crowded movie memoirs this month. The
Yeah.
first of the month, which you'll be getting to that. Dragon, my God, this January, what the hell? There's way too many good movies that came out this January. It's unnatural. All right. Well, I guess that's it, folks. See you later. Have a good one.